Thank you all for joining us today for our Inside Abu Dhabi webinar, proudly organized and hosted by the Abu Dhabi Investment Office. ADIO is the government hub supporting private sector investment in the Emirate, and we work with innovative companies to achieve long-term sustainable growth in Abu Dhabi. I'm Salvatore Lavallo, Head of Foreign Direct Investment at ADIO, and I'm very excited for the important discussions we are going to have today around one of the Emirates' most exciting sectors, agriculture, and AgTech specifically. In March 2019, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, announced Abu Dhabi's AgTech program, which aims to accelerate solutions for global challenges like food security, climate change, water scarcity, and more, under the government's God on 21 Accelerator program. Since then, we have worked tirelessly to promote investment and innovation in the sector. Our twin goals are to firstly enhance local production to address food security, and secondly, to help Abu Dhabi emerge as a leader in desert and arid climate agriculture technology. While we've made great progress, we're constantly looking to do more, and today we have organized this event to share with you the opportunities that the UAE capital can offer you. We've brought together a holistic lineup of speakers that will provide a deep understanding of the sector. You'll hear from the leaders of government organizations, as well as the entrepreneurs that we are helping to make an impact. To kick us off, I would like to introduce His Excellency Dr. Tariq bin Hindi, Director General of the Abu Dhabi Investment Office.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first of our Inside Abu Dhabi series of webinars that we're looking to host, where we can highlight the key sectors of our economy and opportunities that exist in Abu Dhabi that we are proud to support and happy to help each of you come and take advantage of. One thing I would like to say before I begin is I know we had this organized for last week. I apologize that the technology wasn't working as we expected, but that's only because there was so much demand for the event, and that's a testament to the opportunities that exist in Abu Dhabi and the fact that people are excited about working with us here. I'd like to start this presentation like I start all my presentations with a quote from the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, may he rest in peace, the founding father of this nation, where he said, "Give me agriculture and I'll give you civilization." I think it's very key to our message that our initiatives around agriculture and AgTech are not new. These are things that have been around since 1971, since the establishment of this nation, the founding of this nation, and we are very proud to be continuing that by embracing technology, innovation, and the right ideas to help drive this growth and to expand our economy. Why Abu Dhabi? So many reasons why Abu Dhabi should be the place that you consider doing business. If you look at what it is that we contribute to the UAE's GDP, 60% of the GDP comes out of Abu Dhabi. It's among the top 30 globally in terms of strength and resiliency of economy. We are looking at 80% of the world within an 8-hour flight from Abu Dhabi. It's the safest city in the world. So we're very proud of the accomplishments that we've been able to generate, but it's not enough. We want to do more. We want to help support you, and we want to help grow our economy. If you look at what is the foundation of our innovation ecosystem, an ecosystem here is constantly evolving, but what we've done is we've set a very solid foundation for how it is that we're looking to accomplish. And that's the entrepreneurial mindset that we have from a policy as well as from an enablement perspective. We have an enabling environment, the varied and multiple funding sources, an integrated infrastructure, research universities, and access to a very diverse talent pool. Now, the growth of agriculture in the UAE and Abu Dhabi is quite phenomenal. And when you look at what's happened over the last decade, there's been a sharp increase in everything from the number of farms as well as the adoption of technology. We have been looking at how it is that we can continue to expand on that, how it is that we can try and test new technology using partners from around the world, because we look at this as a collaborative effort. We want to make sure that we use Abu Dhabi's infrastructure to help expand this program, to help expand this sector, not only for Abu Dhabi, but to help be able to export this technology and knowledge to the rest of arid climate environments where we believe that everyone can benefit. And if you look at the announcements that we've made recently, especially around the 4 AgTech companies that we invested in or that we partnered with, I'm excited to say that we have a couple more announcements that are coming out soon over the next couple of months, with over 100 million dirhams worth of investment going again into solid AgTech companies looking to use Abu Dhabi as the hub for growth, expansion, and their R&D. Now, what is the AgTech opportunity in the UAE and in Abu Dhabi? If you look at the yearly domestic crop production, that's growing by almost 10%. If you look at the growth in food demand, that's growing by 80%, and almost 90% of our food is imported from abroad. Now, that's an important component because there is ample opportunity to continue to expand within Abu Dhabi to serve the local market as well as to export to the region. Now, if you look at Abu Dhabi, there are multiple reasons why you should be here, particularly as it relates to agriculture and the AgTech sector. That's from land allocations, the tariff structures, the cost inputs, the public and private stakeholders on research and licensing, as well as the logistical setup that we have here in Abu Dhabi that's becoming very integrated around agriculture. Again, what is our vision for AgTech? We want to build a desert and arid climate agricultural innovation hub, and we want to support the future of food security, not just in Abu Dhabi, but in the wider region and in all arid climates. One thing we take a lot of pride in is how it is that Abu Dhabi uses all of its knowledge and the technology and the research and the investment that it's made to export this to countries that require this type of support. And we want to continue that movement forward. Again, the agricultural ecosystem in Abu Dhabi is quite robust. We look at this from a collaborative perspective, from policies, regulators, operators, and the enablers. So it's the policy making, it's the investment, it's the revenue streams, it's the ample investment base that you can have when you come and set up in Abu Dhabi, and how it is that you can use us as your springboard to help change either policies, get new insights into what's coming up, and also test your ideas. Now, before I hand over to my colleagues and some of our partners, I'd like to just go over what it is that we do at ADIO. We were established in 2019 to promote, attract, and facilitate investment into the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. Now, this is quite important because from a promotion perspective, we are the FDI office, but we have a lot of tools at our disposal to help make sure that we bring in the right type of innovators and that we act as your central hub for information as well as end-to-end solutions. So how do we do that? We do that through our investor care services, which I'll go over shortly, as well as the incentive instruments that are both financial and non-financial in nature. If I look at investor care, typically we try to answer every question that an investor will have when they look at Abu Dhabi as a destination for growing their business. Now that's access to data, networks, licensing and permits, real estate, talent and visas, and banking and finance. And that's just to name a few. We look at this as an end-to-end solution to help you set up your business in Abu Dhabi, and we want to make sure that it's as seamless as possible across Abu Dhabi Inc. Now that's from how we support you from an end-to-end solution from the setup of your business. What we also have are the incentives. Now the financial incentives are quite attractive in terms of the type of sectors that we look to support from a rebate and grant perspective, and how it is that we can connect you to the wider ecosystem in Abu Dhabi to work with our partners such as ADQ, Mubadala, and others for equity investments and other incentives. From a non-financial perspective, we look at how it is that we can support on regulation, how it is that we can work with the government on exemptions, as well as other things, and we're happy to support you throughout that journey. Finally, I wanted to give you our contact details so you can get in touch, and please take advantage of the fact that we're here to support you if you have questions, comments, feedback, any kind of inquiry. We want to make sure that we're addressing the needs that you have, that we're delivering on your ambitions, and that we're helping Abu Dhabi and you as an investor and as an institution set up and thrive and be successful. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of this webinar.
Thank you, Your Excellency. As you said, agriculture isn't something that is new to the UAE, but bringing in innovation and bringing in technology and looking towards those economies of the future is something that we love to do at the investment office as well as with some of our ecosystem partners. Now we're about to hear from one of those. It's our main partner in the sector, the Abu Dhabi Agriculture and Food Security Authority, or Adafsa, on how they are working to build Abu Dhabi's thriving AgTech ecosystem. I'll pass the time now to Sultan Al-Wahibi, who is the Investment Division Director in Adafsa, and he will be giving a presentation on the investments in agricultural technology.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Sal, for the introduction. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like today to thank you for the attendees for joining this webinar. I'm here today to tell you about Adafsa and highlight the new core of activities related to investment attraction related to investors. One of the important objectives today is Abu Dhabi AgTech ecosystem sustaining and strengthening our cooperation to expand the agriculture sector, contribution toward food security and economy as a whole. Abu Dhabi Agriculture mandated to achieve leadership and innovation and agriculture investment to ensure development of sustainable agriculture sector as well as food safety and biosecurity. It's also role to be responsible developing plans, programs, activities relating to agriculture, food safety and security through our partnership, joint venture with investment funds and also the private sector. So here we can see that Abu Dhabi Agriculture, based on our analysis and internal analysis, we came up with 6 priorities. The highest possible technology based on the needs and demands of agriculture sector in Abu Dhabi. Also, we have identified more than 52 investment opportunity. Other investment opportunity brought forward by investor in the agriculture sector where currently we create interest to us. Specifically, those utilize latest technology that saves power and water. Now, what is the value creation? As we can see in this slide, there are a lot of value creation can be made from the investment, especially in technology. Today, will be definitely have impact on the community, on the market, and the food security, as well as for the farmers, the new growers. Definitely will lead us to have a high GDP in Abu Dhabi. So this is really important to show what is the impact usually from having this investment in Abu Dhabi. In this slide, why you invest in Abu Dhabi? In Abu Dhabi, we have 24,000 farms. The farm sector is Abu Dhabi is the greatest sector in UAE. We have the largest number of livestock and farms that can create a big opportunity to invest in Abu Dhabi and food production services. This information is because I'm working in Adafsa. We know that we almost buy more than hundreds of millions of dirham from agriculture companies related to medicine or vaccination, and this really a big opportunity that we attract and we aim the investor in this field to come and invest in Abu Dhabi because it's really important to have a local manufacturer rather than importing this kind of industries from abroad. Where to invest? As you can see in this slide, we have identified 115 plots, which equal around 1,800 hectares, ready for development. Currently, we are reviewing 1 billion dirham worth of project. Of course, it is partnership with our partner ADU, and we can announce that more than 20% of these projects been awarded. Anyone can be the next investor, and we will go through the process how to apply and what is the process of journey. Investor journey that is very simplified, and we can go through it later on. In the contract, we are using long-term lease contracts. Those contracts of Musataha have key advantages: very competitive, low rates of reduced land rates, also flexible terms and conditions, and so many things. So this is really incentives and packages that we're having as Adafsa in cooperation with ADIO. As we can see, the investor journey are very straightforward, very simplified. What we can do is you can just log in our website, adafsa.com, and I will accept any queries or any clarification regarding how to invest. It's very straight, very simple. What you can do also only to apply in our form, which is this form. It is very simple form that you can go through it, fill the main requirement, then it will go through our technical people that will study it, and we will get back to you very soon. Thank you very much, and I'm very welcoming if you have any clarification related to how to invest in Abu Dhabi, especially in the agriculture sector.
Thank you, Sultan. It has been great working with you for the last year and a half, and we look forward to more impact between ADIO and Adafsa. Now I'd like to move to some entrepreneurs that we have been supporting. Some of you might have heard that in April this year, ADIO announced a $100 million financial commitment to 4 agricultural companies addressing varied challenges in the ecosystem. This was part of ADIO's incentive program under the Abu Dhabi government's GADAN 21 accelerator program. I'm very excited to introduce you to our next panel of dynamic speakers. We have Abdulaziz Amullah, CEO of the locally grown indoor farm, Madar Farms; David Rosenberg, CEO of one of the most prominent vertical farms in the world, AeroFarms; Jan Gould, the CEO of Responsive Drip Irrigation, an innovative irrigation system from the United States; and Raza Sumar, the CEO of local fertilizer firm RNZ. In the last 5 months, each of these companies has made significant progress despite the challenges of these times. So we'll now hear from each of them on their journey to and in Abu Dhabi and opportunities available to them here. It's also very exciting for me because it's the first time that all 5 of us have been on one call, and we've been working so much together. So I'm excited for this opportunity and to share this with our audience. Let's start with a question for Jan. I wanted to hear a little bit about, you've made this decision to grow your business here in Abu Dhabi. RDI is, starting in America, you're in Kenya and Pakistan, other places. What has made Abu Dhabi an ideal location for your company and for the AgTech industry in general? And can you tell us a little bit about the growth story in the last year of getting to where you are now?
Thank you for the introduction, Salvatore. For RDI, we recently released our product only about 18 months ago, so we're new to the market. The system has a tremendous impact on nations that are experiencing water stress and water scarcity, and also for food security, food production. We get much higher yields using this type of system. But the regions that we feel we can have the greatest impact are surrounding Abu Dhabi and Abu Dhabi itself. Abu Dhabi sits at the intersection for the MENA region, Europe, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Asia. And these are all countries that we feel that our technology can bring significant benefit to the region by improving water conservation and soil regeneration, increasing yield and food production. So to be in this location, as a small company based in the U.S., it would have been very difficult for us to be able to reach those markets. and now with the opportunity presented by working with the Abu Dhabi government and with audio, that we're now able to be launching our product. And we're very excited to be establishing our research center and our production and distribution center as the hub in Abu Dhabi. And we're now able to reach all of those customers. We're in 15 countries at this time in the past year and a half. And being located in Abu Dhabi will allow us immediate access and support to these regions. So we're very excited about being able to have closer relationships and better distribution through Abu Dhabi.
We're very excited as well, and I think that's a perfect point about Abu Dhabi. I mean, when we look at the impact that these companies are having on Abu Dhabi, it's not just the local market, but the access to the wider region and to the world, and trying to create these exportable technologies from a base here. So David, I have the same question for you. You're one of the largest vertical farming companies in the United States, and I think it was a big splash to hear that your first international expansion would be to Abu Dhabi. Can you take us a little bit through that thought process and why you feel Abu Dhabi is a good partner for your growth in the future?
Yeah, happy to, Salvatore. Great to be with everyone today. And a special thanks to Tarek and Hendy. His engagement and the vision of what this program does has meant so much for our company, and what we think we're going to have is a huge, tremendous impact on the region, on the agriculture community more broadly. So I'll give you the obvious answer, and then I'll give you the real answer. So the obvious answer is yes, there's a lot of water scarcity, land scarcity, in agriculture land scarcity in the region, and that aligns with our value proposition where we could build a vertical farm anywhere in the world. A vertical farm we defined as growing layer upon layer. We grow without sun and without soil for that matter, and we've grown close to 1,000 different types of crops. So bringing that solution so we could grow not just vegetables but fruits as well, and enable local food production at scale. Now the real reason is the spirit of the people of Abu Dhabi. And I mean that most sincerely. There are some places in the world where people want to be laggards, or are laggards in the sense of approach to innovation. And there are some parts in the world where people want to be leaders. And there aren't that many places where people want to be leaders. I'd say one of them is San Francisco, and look at all of the technological advancement in San Francisco. Another is Israel. Look at all the leadership and technology in Israel, and tremendous, and this is a great example of leadership. The diplomatic ties that the UAE formed with Israel, I think, is going to be groundbreaking for the region, and also reinforces the leadership. And here, it's in New York City, where I'm from, I'd say also has a lot of leadership, certainly in capital formation. And in Abu Dhabi, what I see is leadership and capital formation, which is key for companies wanting to scale, and leadership to be bold and do things first. And this is really special. And I see that very much in Abu Dhabi. That's what attracted us. And it's the spirit of helping an entrepreneur scale, grow, the community feeling, helping put us in touch with, as you personally have done, Salvatore, and the people around you, putting us in touch with universities and other thought leaders in the region. So what's often needed is an ecosystem of innovation. How do we all work together, finding the right facility, finding the right people, finding the right partnerships? So what we're going to be building in Abu Dhabi, and we're starting, is an R&D center, the largest vertical farming R&D center in the world, approximately 90,000 square feet, that's dedicated to moving the industry forward. And that can only exist in a place where there's a spirit of leadership. And more than anything else, the real reason is that spirit of leadership alive and well in Abu Dhabi. Thank you.
Absolutely. As you said, it really does take the full ecosystem, and for sustainable impact and sustainable success, we always want to bring all of our partners together and hope that the investors see that we have a one Abu Dhabi approach, that when you're speaking with any of the entities, Audio or Adafsa, that we are together and that it is one story. So I want to then turn to our two UAE located firms, and you guys have both been through a lot of growth that you have seen in the agricultural sector over the years. Raza, you guys have been in the UAE, I think, for 15 years now, or is it 25 years? And how have you seen the industry change over the short and long term, and how does that relate to your growth plan specifically at RNZ?
Thank you very much, Salvatore. Firstly, respected ladies and gentlemen, firstly, a big thank you to ADIU and Abu Dhabi leadership to have given such a big support to us. We have been here in this region for more than 10 years. We are an agri-input company which has been manufacturing fertilizers in all forms, be it granulars, solubles, powders, liquids, and suspensions. We have essentially believed in giving customized solutions. So we believe in farm to the lab. So that's how we have always, been working all along. And it's our team of agronomists who has been finding out the needs in each crop. The need of each crop differs from the other. So we've been identifying those needs and been making those solutions, specific solutions for the crops. But we had limitations, since we have been doing that. We have a combined capacity of 100,000 tons, and we've been operating in the region of GCC, Africa, and Asia. But having said that, as I said earlier, we have had limitations, and this support has, it's like a dream come true for us. Thank you very much, ADIU and the Abu Dhabi leadership, to have shown the way around. And it's like a shot in the arm. So we are very excited to be a part of this program, and we're looking forward to a better tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And Abdulaziz, you have not only had grown your own business in Abu Dhabi, but you have been a godfather to lots of the other businesses, giving advice and what you have learned through, like the long, hard journey and seeing what has changed. Would love to hear more about the journey you've gone through, what changes you have seen, and how that makes you optimistic for the future.
Sure. First off, Assalamu alaikum Jamian. It's a pleasure to be here. As a local company, we strive to align our vision with what we see as immediate needs, because we feel it too. And as Dr. Tariq referred to, Allah Yarhamah, His Highness Sheikh Zayed, we've always had the spirit of innovation, entrepreneurship, specifically as it comes to food. But one thing that people don't realize is how nascent the fourth agricultural revolution still is. There's so much change still to happen across the value chain. And today we have so many different examples, but there's numerous examples still to come and still possibilities. And that's aligned with a very supportive ecosystem. And we can speak out of experience when, we first started and it was just, a small container farm in the desert to what we are now and with our R&D facility and the support we have in creating a first. We've got a Minister of Food Security. We've got a supportive food control authority. We've got institutions in place, but more importantly, we have the channel to have the needed conversations. I think, Sal, there isn't a single place we've knocked on the door that hasn't said, welcome, what do you need? And being able to not only set that path out for others, but as David rightly put so, an ecosystem, being able to collaborate across education. When we look here and we look about the biggest changes that are going to come, is today we're coming from a benchmark that is innovating, that is starting, that is creating. And 5 years down the line, we're really looking about scaling up and exporting. But alongside that, that comes out with exporting knowledge, expertise, building the cadres of the operators of tomorrow. And that's what really makes the opportunity so special. It's not just one side or another. You've got different nationalities, you've got different institutions, you've got different players. And this is a market that has to be local, it has to be trued and tested, and it's got everything there to provide the answer for you. I think for us, as we see coming from such a small, misunderstood almost industry to today being a key imperative, not only for the country, but internationally. So it's been a blessing, and it's been humbling to be part of that ride.
Absolutely, and it's been the amount of support that you have given to others has been amazing. And one thing that I love about having all four of you on the call is how we really do want to build this cohort idea that we work together, and all of your technologies are complementary. And there are so many opportunities to work together and bring innovation together. So speaking on innovation, which is really the cornerstone for the Abu Dhabi business ecosystem and for your organizations as well, talk to me a little bit about how have you been able to accelerate your R&D and bring new ideas to fruition through Abu Dhabi and through the support of the investment office, and how you see like the importance of R&D to the businesses that you're in. Maybe we'll start with David. You guys are building a pure R&D center, developing lots of different cultivars and new types of research. But tell us a little bit about why R&D is important in agriculture.
Well, especially in vertical farming, R&D is important. It's a relatively new industry, and while we've built over 10 farms, it's moving very fast. And our last farm is what we call Model 4. The farm after that is Model 5. We already have people working on Model 6, and it's not just about the growing systems. It's all the details matter, from how to get nutrients to the plants, how to get the right spectrum at the right frequency and the right time to the plants. There are all these different areas. And within the university's system in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi, within the ecosystem, it's first understanding what problems should we solve, what problems should we focus here. So one of the projects that we're going to be bringing to the Abu Dhabi facility is a project on speed breeding and accelerating the germplasm innovation within a plant. So what are the right seeds? And if you think about how seeds come together, it's usually in traditional farming, it's bringing the seed to the environment. Here, we're bringing the environment to the seed. We're doing it backwards. And it also enables us to look at what are the seeds where we could focus on taste, texture, nutrient density, yield, as opposed to pest resistance, drought resistance. And here, there's some great germplasm, some great genetics to open up to bring to the people when we don't have to worry about pest resistance. So that's an example of different types of innovation. And this is seed breeding, just getting best in classes and putting them together, different plants that we could bring to the region. But it also starts with what are the crops that are relevant to the region, and how do we bring those and make those viable in vertical farming? It's easy to grow a plant. It's harder to grow a plant and meet the capital cost, the operating cost to make it economically viable. So understanding what are those plants that are meaningful and how do we quickly bring those to market?
And Abdulaziz, you're also in the indoor vertical farming business, but very different from AeroFarms in a lot of complementary and interesting ways. How have you seen innovation, and what do you see kind of as the future of your own organization, but also vertical farming in general in the UAE?
It's interesting that you asked that, because even as David was talking, I was reflecting on how common things were and how different things were. We are looking at building, we already have our R&D center that we're looking at scaling out, but also scaling it out with a commercial scale farm as well. I think for us, what's interesting is it's not just about research about vertical farms or indoor farming, but rather about having a conversation about food security as a whole. I think this is what differs in terms of our involvement with Abu Dhabi as an emirate and with the UAE as a country. Is we're really thinking about a holistic solution, and it's across the value chain. If we were standalone and if we were really not being able to have this conversation, then we might be just focused on one single vertical. And that's not really long-term sustainability. That's not really a long-term solution. And we wouldn't be here if it weren't for that. Being able to have that conversation, being able to have that support, and being able to then tie it in both with our own R&D center and our long-term commercial goals is something we see as particularly unique here. But I think a key takeaway, if you look at that, is, again, none of that is supported without our education, without the right people, without the right skills. It is a major skill gap on a global basis, and one that is closing fast here in the Emirates. And this is something that allows us to collaborate and build that as part of our social responsibility, but also reap the rewards, because we're going to be bringing that talent in, and we're going to be widening the scope of what they can do and what impact we can bring to this country.
Absolutely, and I think that's why it's so important, going back to the ecosystem comment that His Excellency was talking about as well. And we always want to Some of you mentioned that we've connected you with the UAU College of Agriculture in Al Ain, which graduates about 100 agronomists a year. We also work closely with the Abu Dhabi Education and Knowledge Department on, I know a couple of you have been speaking with them about working within the schools. We're also talking with the Ministry of Youth about how can we make sure that, farming and the economies of the future within farming will become something that the youth will want to spend their talents on. And going from the indoor farms, we saw in the presentations we have 24,000 farms in Abu Dhabi. Most of these are traditional farms on the land, which is where our other two companies come in. We have talked to hundreds of irrigation companies probably since we launched this program, and the one that blew my mind with the technology was responsive drip irrigation. Jan, I think your technology is phenomenal. Talk to us a little bit about innovation in irrigation, how something that maybe seems simple to people or has been done for thousands of years still has innovations to go, and how those 24,000 farms in Abu Dhabi can benefit from your solution.
Thank you again, Salvatore. With regard to irrigation and what's happening in agriculture at this time, this is a very exciting time to be in the agriculture sector. There truly is a revolution starting with how we have been doing things. Agriculture over time has been industrialized, so that many of the practices that we've been doing have not been the best for our environment. So we have been contaminating our water sources and degrading our soil. And our food production, although we have met the pace, we're falling behind in that now. And we're using up the valuable resources as far as water and soil and arable land to grow the increased food that we need. Irrigation itself has been pretty static for the past 40 to 50 years. There are traditional methods of irrigation. We've had minor improvements, modifications. We'll use some technology to deliver more precise irrigation. But our technology is taking a radical divergence from those practices. And we are getting back to working with nature itself. Our system is a nature-driven system that works with organic chemistry. So we're interacting at the root level with plants to provide higher yields, healthier plants, and to conserve the resources. We're not damaging the soil. We're not exhausting our aquifers and our water resources. So we are working in the regenerative farming so that now we're not just worried about sustainability and food security and food production. We're looking to the future so that this land will be able to farm for generations and provide the food that it needs and have the resources. So working in the region in Abu Dhabi, this is a harsh climate that does have water scarcity issues to address. So using this type of technology, and we have recently applied for new intellectual property patent that is a stress adaptive system. It's designed specifically to work in these harsh climates, desert arid climates, where we are working with the biotic and the abiotic stressors to address those conditional stresses that are going on in the plant environment to help alleviate that stress and again see higher production, higher yield from the same amount using less inputs, less fertilizers, less water, and having a less impact on the planet, using less resources to get higher food production. So it's possible, for our company to be able to be involved in these projects and trials because of the support of RDI and of Abu Dhabi's government. So we're really excited about the opportunity to begin working with the stress adaptive system that will be rolling out this fall.
Inshallah. Absolutely. We're incredibly excited as well. And Raza, you also do agricultural inputs with fertilizers and different types, inorganic, organic, as well as now looking at nanotechnologies. Talk to us about how the agricultural inputs have been innovated in the past years, and what that means for the future of your organization, as well as for agriculture in the UAE and the broader world.
Thank you, Salvatore. In the past few years, inputs was largely about bulk fertilizers, broadcasting the product, and I would call it an abuse. It was only about 30% usage of fertilizers, which was really going to the crops. And now the science has progressed. We are talking in terms of soluble fertilizers, we are talking of biostimulants, which are actually going into the root zones, and there's been a good uptake of these nutrients. So the efficiency has gone up to 90%. However, that's not enough. Agriculture is a challenging sector because every year the challenges change all the time. There's a weather challenge. There's so many other impacts from within external internal factors which are always so dynamic. So we need to study at that level. Our team, we are positioned to understand the crop and look at bringing very efficient forms of nutrient solutions. Today, people are talking about traceability, from farm to the fork. So we also need to be responsible and come out with solutions which will not leave any residues in the crops. So those are very important factors to that extent. I can just look upon back just to proudly say that we have broken ground already for our research center in Abu Dhabi. Thanks again for the strong support, and we hope to come up with this project up and running towards the first half of next year. So we're looking really to roll up our sleeves and get started with work. Challenges are enormous, as been rightly pointed out by our eminent panelists in the region, and our intent is to bring out cost-effective solutions. That's the most important. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So I think we have about 5 minutes left for the talk. We could go on and on for hours, I'm sure, and God willing, when you're all in Abu Dhabi, we will do that over dinner at my place. We'll make it a great event. I can't wait to meet all of you in person again. To end it, I want to just ask each of you, we have in the audience, we have people from the different ecosystem players within the government. We have other AgTech brands from around the world. We have budding entrepreneurs in the region. What would be your couple sentence piece of advice to companies that are looking to break into this sector? Maybe we can go from left to right on my screen, starting with Abdulaziz.
Sure, 3 very simple things. It's a young industry, great potential for growth. There is no Google in this space. The opportunity for you to build it is now. What's needed, the number 1 contributing factor, is resilience. All you need to keep in mind is resilience. Everything beyond that is just get up and execute. This is the first global pandemic in 100 years, and we're looking at building a truly time-resistant food system. There is no greater opportunity than now.
David?
I would say we've had a great response from our partners. We co-innovate with a lot of players, a lot of global players, leading companies in agriculture. And here we're leading a consortium sponsored by the U.S. Department of Agriculture on optimizing the right seeds. And here there are 8 parties. We're the program manager at AeroFarms, and we're bringing this project as an example to Abu Dhabi. And the response of our partners has been extremely positive. So both in execution, why we're bringing it there, what we're building, this world-class R&D center, as well as people from AeroFarms. So we're about 170 people in the company. We've already had about 10 people raise their hand and say, I want to go to Abu Dhabi. So the willingness, the interest in the region, coupled with the people and the spirit of the partners, who was mentioned, the Minister of Food and Security. So all of these people, it's like and Audio and the people, Salvatore, yourself, has done a great job of bringing access to these different parties to help with collaboration, to understand how we could work together, where 1 + 1 makes 3, and how we could all come together to build something wonderful. And the young people as well, in the universities, both at the professorial level to engage, as well as the student level, both hiring, internships, all of that it, like I said earlier, it has that equation. What I've seen, this is my fourth Change the World company I've been part of, seeing it in San Francisco and now seeing it in Abu Dhabi. It has the equation to have the right factors to innovate and help entrepreneurs like myself be successful.
Inshallah, and we're always trying to work to improve that. Again, bringing that one Abu Dhabi approach, it really takes the ecosystem and it takes the cohort of this kind of support to make those things happen. So God willing, the future will only continue. Jan, we'd love to hear from you as well. What you on the advice that you would give to others looking at expansion.
This past 2020, this year, has demonstrated unprecedented times. Never before have we been experienced such a global crisis that it's affected all nations, all people, all countries, economies. So this is a time when I believe that a country's leader defines that region. And Abu Dhabi has been at the forefront of addressing these issues that have been faced. Their desire, even before the pandemic, to expand their economic diversity and focus on food security and the ag sector for the country demonstrates the vision that they have in knowing what is needed for this country, for their people. So it's a government that is demonstrating that the safety and food security and the future for their people, for their safety and well-being is important. And it's exciting to be a part of that. A lot of people would like to say that the status quo is okay. And I'm not seeing that in Abu Dhabi. They are progressive and supportive. And our technology is just one piece of the puzzle. It's going to take the work of the panelists here and the other companies that Abu Dhabi is investing and that need to come in and invest here and be a part of this. Because this truly is changing the way we do things in the future. And this will make a difference for many years to come. So I think Abu Dhabi is the leader in this agricultural revolution, and we're proud to be a part of it, truly.
And we're more than honored to have you as a part of it. And as you said, the leadership has been incredibly supportive of this program. As we said at the beginning, like His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, announced the program initially. And, we had the privilege of presenting all of your companies to the leadership and seeing their positive responses and telling, that we need to bring more. And we're very excited for this to continue. As His Excellency Dr. Tariq said, there's many more to come that I think will only add to this group that we have and add to the impact in Abu Dhabi. Raza, for you, again, you've been here in the region, operating a successful business for many years. What would you tell to budding entrepreneurs that are looking at replicating that same kind of success and doing more through innovation?
Sure. Thank you, Salvatore. I can only say the leadership in UAE has been really visionary, very encouraging and supportive to the entrepreneurs here. RNZ is a living example of this. Like we came to this place looking for opportunities, looking for challenges. What next? And we found our calling here, I would say. And from day one, it has been so supportive, and we have grown all along. So the journey has been very exciting. And now with this new turn in our road, where we are going to get associate with ADIO and Abu Dhabi at large through R&D. So we are really excited, and it's for the AgTech industry. We would welcome them to see us as a company which has grown here, homebred. And on our part, I would encourage them to come along and also to support them in every way they would want any sort of support at our end. Thank you once again. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you all today, as well as working with you over the past year or so. God willing, there's lots more to come. We're very excited for all the impact that will be had here in Abu Dhabi. So thank you for the interesting comments. And now we will move on to our next speaker. we will be speaking with Agthia, which is one of the Emirates' largest agricultural companies. So I will speak with Dr. Rabia Kamla. He's the Senior Vice President of Research and Development, Quality Assurance, and HSC. And with him, we'll hear more about the agricultural innovation and technologies that they are developing at Agthia. Dr. Rabia, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Salvatore. I would like also to thank Abu Dhabi Investment Office for the invite and also to thank the attendees as well.
Absolutely. So, Agthia was founded in the UAE over 15 years ago. You've grown into one of the largest organizations here. What changes have you seen in AgTech over that period in Abu Dhabi?
Yes, as you mentioned, so Agthia was founded in 2005, and at the time the population was only 4.5 million, and now it is 9 million. And at that time, Agthia was founded by merging three main entities, which is the Grand Mills, the feed production, and the line water, also started in the 1990s. So we can see actually the vision of the food security that it has started since the 70s by the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, God bless his soul. At that time, water scarcity was a problem. Soil salinity also was a problem. High production cost, it was considered also as a challenge. Efficiency of production, the post-harvest losses, the distribution losses. Also, the animal production in Abu Dhabi and in UAE, it was limited at the time. So the main changes that actually happened since 2005, it can be summarized. So each entity at the public and private sector, we can say that it is they are working towards sustainable food chain, from sourcing to production to distribution. And here we can say that in both agriculture and food production sectors, technology has become a key driver in the field of agriculture and also in the food processing. Although water is still a challenge, not only in Abu Dhabi, but across the whole region, but we can say that under the support of the government, the supply and the quality has significantly improved since 2005 until now. The control and introducing different technology in the supply chain and storage and the warehouses also have reduced the losses significantly. The systems and the standards that the government also is working to develop, or what has been issued so far, it can be considered that this has raised the bar in the agri-food and also in the feed sector as well.
And then looking forward to the future, we just heard from some other panelists of really innovative companies. What is innovation look like within Agthia? What can we expect in the future? What is the approach to that? And what role do you hope to be playing in the future growth of the sector in Abu Dhabi?
Well, innovation is a main key pillar at Agthia within our strategy, and it is really considered as a main pillar for growth as well. Agthia's strategy in innovation is mainly based under the umbrella of health and wellness, which is highly demanded by the consumers, the millennials, and also in alignment with the Abu Dhabi government strategy to reduce the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases, and also to reduce the cost of the health bill in the Emirates and also in UAE. So even the term health and wellness has evolved actually since the 2005 until now. It used to be a kind of just cutting calories or cutting salt or cutting sugar. Currently now it evolved from fragmented approach actually to a holistic approach, and this is how we're considering it now. So at Agthia, the execution of project is done internally in our labs. So we have an R&D center in Abu Dhabi. And also we are working in collaboration with the universities and research institutions. The speakers were talking about having the right or appropriate ecosystem in Abu Dhabi, which is actually we are working within this ecosystem. So we have our relationship with the University of the UAEU, which is a local university. And also we have a relationship with the American University of Beirut, which is a regional research institution. And also we are working with international research centers where also they have different patents and they are considered as house of patents. In animal feed also we are collaborating with Nutrico, which is the feed leader in the global market, and also we are working in different projects with them. As an example of technologies that we have been able, for example, to implement here in Abu Dhabi, we have the high pressure processing, which we are using it in our industry, and also we have the encapsulation technology for our ingredients for a better protection for the ingredient itself and also for other health benefits. As also the speakers were talking, it's a harsh environment. So that's why whenever we are doing the innovation, we need, and here I mean by harsh environment, it's the environmental conditions, which means climate and mainly temperature and the humidity. So we need to think about how we can protect the ingredients during the value chain. So that's why we thought about the encapsulation technology, where we are working with a house of patents to be able to include it in our products. In terms of growth, back to your question, so NPDs have shown a decent percentage of sales values in the last year. So we can talk about an example here or a showcase. Flour, for example, in Abu Dhabi, it was subsidized, and Agthia used to have only 3 products at that time. Currently, after the subsidy removal, now we have 24 plus products in flour that meets the requirement and the needs of the local market of Abu Dhabi, of the bakeries in Abu Dhabi, and also of the consumers. And NPD flour, for example, contributed to 7% in 2017 of total sales, 19% of sales in 2018, and 23% in 2019. So you can see the growth of how much NPD is contributing to the growth of the company. For animal feed, for example, it was 7% in 2018 and 5% in 19. And functional water, where we are working as well for the health and benefits of the consumers and the community as well, it is contributing to 16% of the total water sales at Agthia. And on another note, we can say that also innovation contributed to the sustainability agenda as well through the environmental protection and also through the packaging optimization that we have done. Through our R&D packaging center, we were able now to have 99% of our packaging material are recyclable, and we are proud of it as well. And also we reduced around 1,500 tons of paper, 1,200 tons of plastic on a yearly basis, and around 3,000 trips per year in terms of logistic after doing the packaging optimization.
It's amazing. It's amazing hearing all that is being done, and just that growth, like you said, from only a few products now to dozens of them. Another question, more around food security, which we've been talking about a lot today, is it's not only high on the country's agenda, but is a global issue that is affecting many countries. How is Agthia helping to meet this challenge for Abu Dhabi, for the community? But how can that innovation also help food security issues around the world?
As you mentioned, Salvatore, so food security is a global challenge, and it has become more challenging now in the pandemic that we are facing, the whole globe is facing. Agthia is a key member in the Food Security Alliance in Abu Dhabi, where we have certain stocks of food and feed as well for the food security program. And when we talk actually about food security, we need to talk about 3 main points here. We have to talk about the food availability. We have to talk about the affordability as well. And also we need to talk about providing safe and nutritious food also to the community and to the consumers. When we talk about availability, so Agthia is providing to the market the main and essential categories in terms of food security. Here we are talking about feed, flour, and water. When we're talking about water, Agthia is contributing to 30% of the total market share in UAE. Flour is contributing to 48% of the market share in UAE, and animal feed is contributing to around 50% of the total market share in UAE as well. So how Agthia is doing this as well, or how we are contributing to the food availability. So as being a market leader, number one, and on another note, in terms of production, a proper business continuity plan was in place to make alternative scenarios of production and supply as well. So for sourcing, for example, thanks to the procurement strategy that we have a bank of suppliers locally, regionally, and globally as well. In terms of affordability, so through proper partnerships with vendors, proper recipe development, and here is the role of the R&D, so to develop the appropriate recipe without compromising on quality or food safety, and have efficient operations to be able to provide the affordable products in the market. When we talk about safe and nutritious food, so definitely there's no compromise on food safety. So Agthia is providing safe products, the implementation, the top standards, and also through proper assessment for proper management. We are focusing on what we call that triangle between people, infrastructure, and environment. Agthia has heavily invested on the three points as well. In terms of systems, so we have Agthia has 11 operational sites, and out of the 11 operational sites, we have 10 sites that are FSSC 22000 certified, which is a global food safety initiative that we are under it. And thanks to the QA team and to the value chain team, where we have good achievement, we have zero major by third-party audits since 3 or 5 years. When we are talking about nutritious foods, so here we are addressing the community needs for the food security. And here we can say that all our products are nutritious. And also, as a strategy of Agthia, we are addressing the issues faced by the community. So as a good example, we tackled the vitamin D deficiency in UAE and in the region through breakthrough innovation, having, for example, vitamin D in water. That was the first water in the globe that has vitamin D. It wasn't easy to develop. Vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. We're able to include in water. We have lactose-free products, zero bromate, and many other products are now in the in animal feed, which is really a key pillar also in terms of food security. We have supported and enhanced the productivity of the animals in Abu Dhabi as well and in UAE through better conversions rate, through the production of healthy and animal products as well, and through healthy additional feed, which is supporting direct security in Abu Dhabi. So here, thanks to the R&D team as well and to the science here and the know-how, that we have been able to reduce the mortality of the animals through incorporating or through boosting the immunity of the animals to support the harsh environment that we are talking about. So in conclusion, Agthia is really heavily involved in food security, and we can see how innovation has helped, by the way, to support the food security in Abu Dhabi and in the region.
It's amazing to hear about all that has been done and will continue to being done. So thank you so much for sharing all of that, Doctor. I believe that we will now wrap up our Inside Abu Dhabi event. In the coming months, we will have more sector-focused events to help you, to help the audience uncover opportunities across Abu Dhabi. And you are able to follow us on our social media channels to stay up to date with all of our events. We are excited to be working with many companies that are expanding to and are growing in Abu Dhabi, and we look forward to supporting many more companies to achieve long-term sustainable growth here. If you have any questions at all, always reach out to any of us. get in touch with us, and we're happy to discuss any of these topics mentioned today. We also support any company that is expanding to Abu Dhabi in any sector, so we're happy to help you discover AgTech opportunities in Abu Dhabi, also other incentive programs, as His Excellency Dr. Tariq discussed. Please contact us via our website at investinabudabi.gov.ae. Thank you all, and inshallah, we will see you again soon. And thank you to all of our panelists.